A very pleasant good evening to everyone present here. Myself, I am Suri Prasannan, President of Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. Okay. A very pleasant good evening to everyone present here. Myself, I am Suri Prasannan. I am the President and founding member of the CAMAX Foundation. I welcome you all to the International Workshop on Creation of Interactive Presentation for Online Teaching. First of all, I would like to thank Simon sir for conducting a wonderful workshop through our organization. Thank you, sir. Actually, CAMAX Foundation is a youth non-profit organization which strives to accelerate the world towards achieving sustainable development goals. And our objectives will be like health, education, research, women's empowerment, social justice, and child right issues. For the past 1 year, we have continuously striving to achieve these objectives by conducting various awareness and sensitization programs. But after the COVID, the education under the education domain, we can't able to pursue our sensitization program or awareness campaign through schools as the schools are closed now. So I asked sir to conduct a workshop which will benefit the teachers community, which will directly benefit the students community for through online teaching. So I would like to welcome our resource person, Mrs. Ramya from Hyderabad. She is an expert in using ICT tools in the implementation of in the teaching purpose, and she is also a national ICT awardee. I welcome you, ma'am, on behalf of CareMax Foundation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I would not like to take much time, so let's skip to the workshop. So hope you all enjoy the workshop, and please give the feedback through mail or to Simon Sama. Ma'am, please continue, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, one and all, and welcome to the session once again. I'm Ramya here, and today we are going to discuss about an interactive a tool where you can create interactive presentation. So before I begin the session, I would like to share my screen. I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we are going to learn about creating interactive presentation using a tool called Nearpod. Now you would be wondering what is this tool about. So Nearpod is a tool to teach, connect, and assess students effectively when you are taking your online class. So it also helps to engage your students in a very easy way. Usually teachers, when we have to use technology, we will be little scared, little worried, we will get anxious. But this student engagement platform make your online teaching with technology a very easy process. And it is also an instructional platform which provides students a collaborative learning experience. Also, it has some gamified element which will motivate your students to learn and be attentive and be focused when you're taking the online class. Now, I'm sure everybody would be using some of the presentation tools definitely. So how this Nearpod differs from other presentation tools? What more it has that we have to go for this transition from your previous presentation tools to this one. So if you see that if you're using PowerPoint, then what all elements you will use to create your PowerPoint presentation? Usually it will be text or images. You will insert some videos, you will insert audio, or you will sometimes insert graphics, animations, just to engage your children during the online class or when you are taking the class. But this Nearpod presentation tool has so many varieties of elements which will help you to create content, at the same time conduct the activities without using any third-party software. So what all you can insert in your Nearpod lesson? So the content can be in the form of video, or you can just insert a plain slide like how we do in PowerPoint. So you can add text, video, audio, images. So you can just do that. Or you can embed a complete web content. A web page can be just brought into your Nearpod lesson. You can also give your students a Nearpod 3D experience. You will also be experiencing it during the session now. And PhET simulation can be embedded. I'm sure if you're a science teacher or math teacher, definitely you would have used PhET simulation, or at least you would have heard about it. And you can also take your students for a virtual field trip in the Nearpod itself. You don't need to depend or install any third-party software. And it has so many educational, high-quality BBC educational videos which you can insert and use it for your lesson. You can embed a Sway, which is also again a presentation tool. You can also embed a slideshow, means if you have prepared a PowerPoint presentation already, you can just bring that presentation to your Nearpod and use it. And you can also insert an audio, and you can embed a PDF also. So these are all the different types of content that you can use in your Nearpod lesson. So you will use this content to take your class, to teach, to convey the topic. All of these things you will use. What about some interactive activities for your students? So it has some interactive activities, which is the first one is time to climb. It is basically all the students will try to race to climb up the mountain while answering the questions. So this will be very, very interesting for the students. And you can also embed an open-ended question. You can ask an open-ended question and you can ask your students to answer in Nearpod itself. If you want to give that matching pairs, match the following kind of thing, you can do that. I'm sorry. You can do that. Flipgrid activity also can be embedded. It is a video response tool that can also be embedded. If you want to give some draw activity, you just want your students to draw something, that can be done. Or if you want to embed a collaborate board, okay, where you want your students to use that digital sticky notes on a digital board, then this can be used. If you want to conduct a poll, you can take a poll. If you want to give your students a fill in the blank question, you can do that. If you want to test your students on memory, then you can do that. So all of these activities will help you to assess how much your students have understood the lesson. So the combination of content and activities while creating lesson in the Nearpod will help your students to be engaged, focused, and attentive, and give their 100% when you are teaching. Otherwise, mostly when we are taking online class, we don't know what the students are doing sitting on the other side of the screen. We will be busy just teaching, showing our slides, keep talking, explaining. But in between, if you give activities like this, okay, there are 10 activities. So if you insert the activities after every 2-3 slides, it will help you to assess whether the students are with you or whether they are listening properly. All of these things you will be able to assess. So in the demonstration now, when we go to the interface, I will be using all these things, the content and the activities, and I will prepare a complete lesson using Nearpod. So, and I will share it with you, and you all will be participating as students. Just to give you that student experience also, I will be doing that. So let me go to the next slide. Now, your question will be definitely the students. Each student will be using different devices. They will be on different platforms. Now, this Nearpod is available in all platforms. They can download from Play Store or Android Play Store or Apple Play Store. They can download, or if they want to use it as a web application, then they can just open their Google Chrome browser and directly they can use it as a web application. So you don't need to worry what devices the students are having, whether the Nearpod will work for them. So you don't need to worry about it. It will work on all platforms, all devices. And the next main question will be, is Nearpod free to use? Definitely, as teachers, we don't want to spend money to purchase a software. Nearpod is available as free version and also as paid version. The free version, we call it as Nearpod Silver Edition, and it is free to use. Don't worry about the limitation. Yes, the free version comes with limitation, but don't worry about the limitation. Everything that is available in the paid version is also available in the free version, except for the storage space. So here in the free version, every user will get up to 50 MB of space. So maximum 50 MB of storage space you can use to create your lessons. And it hosts up to 40 students per session. So at a time, you can allow 40 students to join your session. So of course, this is a big limitation. Suppose you have 80 students, then what you will do? So I will show one trick how you can run two sessions and ask the students to join. For example, A section students join here, B section students join the other session. So like that you can do. So you don't need to worry about it. I will be showing this, and each lesson size can be up to 20 MB. So once you prepare your lesson, the maximum size of your lesson can be 20 MB. But I'm telling you, I have been using it for the last a few months. This is a quite decent storage space that is available, and it won't exceed more than 20 MB. So whatever lessons I have created till now, maximum 10 MB, that's it. So let me go to the next one. The next one is troubleshooting while using Nearpod. Now you would be thinking that why I should know all of these things. Because when you are using Nearpod, sometimes you will get struck and it won't give a correct error message. What is the problem? It won't tell you exactly. In that case, you should know what is stopping you, what is blocking you from proceeding further in working in Nearpod. Okay, so the problem might be, suppose you're trying to insert an image in your Nearpod lesson and it is not getting inserted and you are not getting any error message. It means the image that you are trying to copy, insert in the Nearpod lesson, it might have exceeded 3 MB of memory space. Okay, in that case, it will not show any error message and it will not insert the image also. So just you have to check whether the image size is more than 3 MB. Similarly, for video size, the maximum video size when you are inserting, it can be 20 MB, and audio size, zip file or any file that you are inserting, it cannot exceed more than 10 MB. But you don't need to worry, the video or the image that we are inserting, definitely it will not cross this size. But if at all you get any issue, you have to just remember that it could be the problem that it is not getting inserted. So let me go to the next one. Now some important URLs for teachers and students. So when you are using Nearpod, the teachers, to create lesson, they have to go to www.nearpod.com. So this is the link teachers have to use to sign up or log in and to create their lessons. For students, they don't need to sign up in the platform because they are not going to create lesson. They are just going to join the lesson created by the teacher. So for them, the link will be join.nearpod.com. So once they use this link, it will ask them to enter a 6-digit code. So that code has to be shared by the teacher, and with that code, they will be able to join your lesson. So as you can see here on the image, you can see for students, it says join a lesson, enter the code. So the code should be given by the teacher, the lesson code. And for teachers, if you notice, if you using for the first time, it should be you have to sign up. And if you have already signed up, then from next time onwards, you can just click login and you can enter into the Nearpod interface. I hope the difference is clear. For teachers, nearpod.com, and for students, it is join.nearpod.com. Okay, so let me proceed. Now, signing up process in Nearpod. Most of you would be like a fresher for a Nearpod interface. So I'm just going to show you the process to sign up in Nearpod platform. So what you have to do, you have to open any of your browser, Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox. Open the browser and type nearpod.com. So once you type this nearpod.com, which is for teachers, as I told before, it will open the window like this as shown in the image. And on the right side, top right, you can see sign up for free. If you are using for the first time, you have to create an account in Nearpod. So you have to click this green color button, which is sign up for free. After that, once you have signed up and created an account, the next time onwards, you have to just click login and you have to log into the interface. So the first time, sign up for free button you have to click, and then it will take you to this screen where it will show sign up with Google. So you can sign up with your existing Gmail ID or sign up with Office 365. If your school has given you Office 365 for Education ID, you can also sign up with that ID. Or if you have Yahoo, Hotmail or Outlook ID, then you can enter your first name, last name, your school ID, and then the password. Just click I am not robo, and you have to go through the terms and conditions, check the box, and then you can sign up. So you can sign up using any of these three ways. But now most of you will be having your personal Gmail account. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the sign up process for the first one, the blue color one, which is sign up with Google account. So I'm going to show that. So click on this sign up with Google, the blue color button, and it will take you to this screen where you have to enter your existing Gmail ID and click the next button. It will ask you to enter your password for the Gmail. So enter the password and click the next button. And then it will show the terms and conditions. So you can just click on this terms and condition, go through the terms and condition, and then agree to terms and condition by clicking this box. You will get a tick mark. Once you get the tick mark, this sign up button will be enabled. Otherwise, you won't be able to click this sign up. Means you have to agree to their terms and condition, then only you can sign up. So click sign up button, and then it will ask you to tell a little about yourself. Means what is your role in the school. So just click this arrow mark here in that box. It will show you the list: teacher, instructional coach, or student, library, media specialist. So there are many. You can just scroll down, and whatever is apt for you, you can select. So mostly all of us will be working as teacher. So just select the teacher and click this done button. Once you click done button, that's it. You are signed in to Nearpod platform. It will bring you to the Nearpod interface. So the very first time when you are signing up, this is how the screen will look. You can see on the top in the address bar, nearpod.com/library. So anytime you log in, by default, you will be taken to your library. Library is a place where it shows all the lessons that you have created till now. Okay, so this is the default place it will bring you in. And on the right side, if you see, you can see plus new. Means if you want to start creating a new lesson, you have to click this new. You can start creating the lesson. I will show you all of these things. And then quick launch. I will tell you what you can do with quick launch. And on the right side, you can see your profile. So this is the place where you will be able to see the profile. Now, if I come towards the left side, you can see my library. As I told, whenever you log in, by default, you will be in your library where all the lessons that you have created will be displayed. And the next one is report. You want to generate the reports of the lessons that you have shared with your students. Then you can click on the report and generate the report. And the next one is Nearpod Library. It has some wonderful lessons that are already shared by the teacher. So if you do not want to create a lesson from the scratch, then you can click on this Nearpod Library and you can take the, you can just add the lesson from Nearpod Library to your library. And the last one is teacher resources. If you have any doubts or anything, you can just go and check here. Now you can see this is the place, okay, where you will see all the lessons created by you. So lesson in Nearpod, if you click this option, it will like take you to creating your lesson. So you can either click this new button to start creating a new lesson, or you can click this one also. And lesson in Google Slides. Suppose you already have a presentation in the form of Google Slides in your Google Drive, then you can click this and bring your Google Slides to Nearpod. So that option is also there. And the next one is if you want to create a video lesson, then you can go for this. So this is how the interface looks like the very first time. And you can see there are no lessons here. That's why the entire thing, it is showing blank. Okay, so this is about the Nearpod interface. You should know uh, what is about, what each thing refers to. And once your work is over, on the top right corner where you can see your icon here, you can just click and you can select logout and you can log out from Nearpod. So this is about this. Now let me go to the next one. Now I'm going to shift from my presentation mode. I'm going to go to the interface and I'm going to show you how it looks like. Now, I hope you are able to relate with what I showed in the presentation. Okay, so I have already logged in. You can see nearpod.com/library and all of these things. I am currently in my library and the lessons that I have created, they are all displayed here. The lessons which I have previously created, they are all displayed here. And now I want to create a lesson from the scratch. So what I should do, on top right, you can see the new button, means I want to create a new lesson. So just click on this new button and it is showing many options. Lesson in Nearpod or lesson in Google Slides. As I told, if your presentation is in Google Drive in the form of Google Slides, then you can bring that presentation to your Nearpod lesson. Or if you want to create a video lesson, you can do that. If you want to create a folder, then you can create a folder and then keep the lessons in a very organized manner inside the folder. So you can do all of these things. Now I want to create a lesson. So I will click this lesson in Nearpod. So click new and lesson in Nearpod, means I am going to create a lesson using Nearpod. Now this is how it will come. You can see the size is 0 MB, means I haven't added anything till now. And it shows untitled lesson, means I haven't given a name. So first I have to give a name. So what I can do for that, I can go to settings and you can see lesson details. So I have to, it shows untitled lesson, like how we will get untitled presentation, same way it is coming. So I will give a name. I will give it as general knowledge. Let's assume that I am creating a lesson for general knowledge subject. Okay, so I have given the name. If you want to give some description, you can write here. It is optional. Now it shows grades. So you can click here. Now, suppose you are going to take about global warming, then it would be apt for which grade, 5th grade or 6th grade, 7th grade, like that you can choose. Now I am not choosing any grade, so I am clicking other. Okay, and again the subject. So all the subjects that we usually teach, math, arts, English, all the subjects are there. So you can choose the subject. If you are teaching Hindi or Telugu or Gujarati, then you can just click world languages and then choose the subject. Now I'm going to use other only because I'm not creating for any particular grade. So this is how the lesson details have to be entered, and just click the submit button. Now you can see general knowledge lesson is created. Now what we have to do, like in PowerPoint, how we will do, we will add slides. Same way we have to add the slide. So how to add slide? You have to add slide by just clicking on this blue color box you can see here, or you can click this one as well, up to you. So once you click this, I want you all to please recollect the one which I spoke when I was showing the presentation. You have two options here, one for content. I explained all of these things during the presentation itself. So if you want to present the content, then you will choose any of these. If you want to ask your students to perform an activity, just click on this activity tab and it will show all the activities that you can do in Nearpod itself. So you are not going to bring any Kahoot or any Google form inside your lesson. You can do all of these things here. Now, to begin the lesson, I want to have an activity for my students. So I will click activity. I will click on activity, and the first one I want to give a collaborate board. What do you mean by collaborate board? I will create a digital board and the students can express. I will give a question and students will write reply for that question and post it on the collaborate board. But the post will be like a digital sticky notes. So let me just click on this one, collaborate board, and you can see the collaborate board is selected. Now it shows enter the topic. So it can be a topic or it can be a question. So let me type the question. Uh, Simple question. How are you feeling today? So this is a simple question I want to ask my students or the participants now to begin the class. So this is a question, and below that, if you want to enter some description, you can enter the description. And here you can see choose a style. So there are many styles available. Now you can, this is by default, this is selected. Suppose I want this, means I can select this and then I have to click on save button. As you notice here, I told collaborate board. So every time a participant writes something and click submit button, it will come as a sticky note here. Okay, every box you can see, it will come like a sticky note. So I will select this and I will click the save button. So we have added the first slide, which is an activity slide of collaborate board. So you can see now one slide is added. Now I want to go to the next slide. So whenever you want to add a slide, just click add slide here. Again, it shows whether you want to add content or activity. I'm not going to create a full-fledged lesson. I will just do mix and match of all the subjects. That's why I kept it as general knowledge, so that I can show you the flavor of every element here. Okay. So let me go to activity again. I want to give one more activity. So let me go to activity. This time I want to conduct a poll. I want to know something, their opinion, what everybody feels about something. So I want to conduct a poll. So click on the poll and then it will ask you to again give a title or a question. See, you can see here, enter a question here. So you are getting a box where you can enter your poll question. So my poll question I want to give as a teacher, okay, one second, let me go back. Yeah, let me cancel it. Again, I'll come here. some problem with my keyboard. So I'll click add slide and I will click go to activities and I will select poll and type the question here. So I will write, I'm sorry. Okay, let me leave this. I don't know, my keyboard is giving some problem here. Okay, let me add another activity or I will add some content now. So now I want to add some content. So let me click on content and I will add a slide now. Okay, whenever we want to present, whenever we want to discuss a topic, usually we will insert a slide. So I will just select the slide. And once I select a slide, it is giving me 4 options. Whether I'm going to type some text in the slide, or I'm going to insert a video or an image or a GIF. Now I want to keep it simple. Now I want to type some text. So let me click here and then the title. So I have to write the title here. So I'll just write social emotional learning. So this is the title. Now I have to type the content here. So for that I have already typed and kept. So let me just copy and paste it here. Now I have given a title like how we do in PowerPoint. I have given a title and I have given the like points also. Now the font size is very small. So you can see here at the bottom of the slide, all the formatting that we have to do for the text, it is available here. So if I just click the text at the bottom of the slide, it shows small, normal, large and huge. So let me just click on huge. You can see I got the text size big, and this is for alignment, left align, right align, center align, and you have bullets and numbering as well. So let me go for the bullet and everything change to bullet points. And last one is if I want to delete this, I can just click this and delete. So these are all the formatting that you can do for your text. And few more things are also there. You can see if you want to insert a background image for this slide, then you can go click this background and upload a background image. But my personal suggestion would be don't try increase the size of your lesson by adding this background image and all. Okay, it will definitely, if you bring a background image, it will increase the size, but it will not be of any use for the learning. Okay, it is just for the formatting purpose we will be doing. So please avoid that. And the next one is layout. 4 types of layout are available. One is if you want a single element, go for this title and one element. So this is the title and one element. Title and 2 elements. Basically, if you want to show difference between two things, 2 topics, then you can go for this title and 2 element. And the last one is 4 elements. So the slide will be divided into 4 parts like this, and each part you can write something. And the next one is audio. If you want to embed an audio, you can embed. If you want to preview how your slide will look like, then you can click this preview button. So this is about the slide. Now if I want to have some colorful theme, because the slide is very plain and blank. So in that case, what you can do, you can choose any of the theme. I will go for this theme. And you can see automatically the font color and everything is changed according to the theme I have selected. Now I am happy with this slide. So what I can do, I can click this save and exit. So every time you finish working with one slide, you have to click save and exit from this slide so that you can add another slide and start working on that slide. So you please remember that. So I will click on this save and exit. Okay. And it says the new theme you selected will modify the other slides. Okay. So I will click the save button and you can see this slide is created and it is saved. The slide is getting saved. Okay. Now we will add the next slide. So I will click add slide again. And this time I want to add one interactive video. So for that you can see here video is available here. So what I will do, I will just click on this video. It is available in content. I want to show a video to my students. So I will click on this video and the videos are already available in Nearpod itself. You can search for the video or you can upload as well. So I want to take it from the video library. So what I will do, I will just search for a video since the previous slide was about social and emotional learning. I will go for mental wellness video. Yeah, so I got this video which is for about 1 minute. So what I can do, I can play the video and go through the video once whether it is correct. You can see it will be apt for 6 to 12, grade 6 to 12. So I'll just select the video. Okay, so I'll stop now. So the video will be played and if you notice you are seeing one blue color mark here. What does it mean actually? It is an activity where while the video is getting played, the video will pause here and a question will come up. Okay, so if I play the video right now, I'll just drag it. You can see once I drag it and play the video. Okay, so there is an activity here. That's why the video is paused. Now what I can do, I can just click on edit button and you can see the question is already there. The task is already there. What is one thing you do to take care of your mental health? So if I am happy with this question, I can have the question, or if I want to delete this activity, I don't want this activity means I can delete. Please remember this question will pop up when the video is getting played. Exactly at that particular second, the question will pop up for the students to type their answer. So I want to keep this activity. So I will click save button. Now, if you want to add an activity in another place, I will just show you how you can do. Suppose I want to add an activity here. So you can see add activity at 20th seconds. So you can just click on this and it will have two questions. One is open-ended question, which we saw earlier. So the students are free to write whatever they want, or you can go for a multiple choice question. So only these two questions are there. It is to ensure that when the video is getting played, the students are watching the video and they are answering the question which is coming in between the video. So you can use any of these things. And you can see there is one more activity here. If I don't want, I can just click and I can delete. Now I don't want to delete, so I will just click save button. I'm happy with this video and the default question that is available. So this is how you can add an interactive video in your presentation. Now I will add another slide. Actually, I am building the lesson. This task you will be doing before your class starts. Actually, you have to be ready, okay? But since this is a session, I'm demonstrating all these things. Usually, you have to keep your lesson ready. So this task you will not be doing in front of your students. You will be doing it before your class starts. And I will click add slide. And now I want to take my students for a field trip. Okay, so you can see in the content tab, field trip is available, virtual reality field trip. So I will just click on field trip and you can see there are many places are underwater, space. You can see the examples. So whichever place I want to show my students, I can just type here and then click on this search button. So once I click search button, it will bring all the field trip virtual reality videos of Eiffel Tower. It will be listed. I can choose any of these. Okay, so you can see these are all the virtual reality videos that are available. So I want to go for, let me choose. See, all of night view is also available to use. Okay, let me go for a simple one. Okay, so let me go for this one. So just click on the one which you want and then click done button. If you want to have a preview, you can also go for a preview and see how that experience is. Now I will just click done button and you can see this field trip slide is also ready to use and it is saved. Now I have got 4 slides. I will add one more slide. Every slide I'm showing you one of the content or one of the activity. Of course, you will not be using everything at the same time. For a 30-minute or 40-minute class, most of the slides will be this one, where we will have some text or images to show our children. And then after 4 or 5 slides, we will have one activity slide. But since I want to show all the activities that are available, I am doing a kind of mix and match now. So let me add another slide. Now we will go for match the following. So match the following means it will be available in the activity. So let me click activity and then you can see matching pairs. So I want the students to match the correct pair. So let me click this and then it will ask me to type the question, what instructions you want to give. So match the, whenever I come here. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so I have to type the question here. So match the, sorry. Match the correct pair and then I have to add the question here. Okay, so now I have to give a pair for the students to match it. So let me click on add pair and then you can either give the in the form of images. Okay, so you can add an image on both the sides, or if you just want to give a plain text, you can give. Now I want to give one side as mouse and the correct option is click. Now please remember that while you are giving, while you are making the lesson, you have to give the correct pair only. Automatically, when you share with your students, when you share the lesson with your students, automatically it will be jumbled. So you don't need to worry. You give the correct pair. Now mouse and click. Okay. And I want to add another pair. So let me just click add another pair. Now again, I want to add some text. So I will write keyboard and here I will write keys. Okay, so this is the second question. You can see this is pair 2 and I will add another pair, just clicking add another pair button here. And again, it is asking me for the third one. So I will write this time monitor and the last one I will give a screen. Okay, so these are the correct pair. Now I have given 3 pair and this is enough for me. So let me click on done button. So you can see match the correct pair. So this is one pair, this is the second pair, this is the third pair. Now don't worry, you will be thinking the answers are already shown to the students. No, when you share the lesson, everything will be jumbled for the students. So they have to click on mouse and for mouse, which is the correct pair, they have to click. Okay, and similarly they have to click on the correct pair. So if you want to add more pair, you can click add and then add more pair. Now I am done, so I have to click save button. You can see the save button on bottom right corner of the screen. As I told, every slide you have to save. Okay, so this I have done with 5 slides now. So I'll just show you how to save one so that you will get the feeling of saving and again editing. Definitely we will not be working in one stretch while we create a lesson. Definitely we will do half of the lesson. We will come back and continue the lesson. So for that experience, I will show, since we have completed 5 slides. So you want to save, you want to just stop your work now. In that case, what you have to do, again, bottom right corner, you can see save and exit. So I will click on this save and exit. Now the presentation, the Nearpod lesson is saved. You can see general knowledge lesson is there. Now with 5 slides we have saved. Now after some time we want to continue the work. So in that case, what you have to do, just log in. Again, it will bring you to your library, my library it will bring. Now you know that you are working on general knowledge lesson. So you can see, if you bring the cursor on top of that lesson view, you can see edit. So you can click on edit button and continue working on your lesson again. So if you cannot prepare the entire lesson in one go, so whenever you want to stop your work, just click save and exit. Whenever you want to continue working, click that edit button and it will allow you to continue working in the lesson. Now 5 slides are over. I will continue now by clicking add slide, and this time let me add one 3D experience. So I want to give students experience, 3D experience. So just clicking Nearpod 3D, and then there are many categories available. This will be very useful for science teachers and the social science teachers also. You can see there are some buildings available, or if you want to have a human body, you can go for that. So I will click human body, and if I scroll down, there is a respiratory system. So I will just click on this. Okay, select the respiratory system. It will give you the 3D effect. I'll just show you the preview. So anyway, you will be experiencing all of this. Suppose you are a science teacher, then you can just ask, you can rotate like this, explain all of these things, what is each one about. You can do all of this. The students also can experience on their side. Okay, so I'm happy with this one because I want to explain about respiratory system. So I will click the done button, and the 6th slide will be added as a Nearpod 3D slide. Now I will add one more slide. So I'm just showing you all the things that are available. So this time I will go for an activity. Okay, here I want to give a draw activity, especially science teachers or math teachers. If you are explaining about water cycle, germination, or germination of a plant, or the butterfly life cycle, if you want them to draw, then you can go for this. So this will be very, very interesting for the students. So I'll just click this. It is available in activity. Once I click draw it, again it will ask me to type the instruction. So I will give the instruction as a simple one I want to give. So draw a beautiful scenery depicting Go Green. So this activity, when I share, okay, when I share this lesson, it will allow you, it will give you all the pen, pencil, eraser, paint, brush, everything where you can draw and submit your work. So this is a simple activity, and on the right you can see add timer. So how much time I can give the students to do this activity. So once I click on the timer, you can see minutes and seconds. Suppose I want, for this activity, I want to give 1 minute. So I can just click 1 and 0 second, 1 minute, 0 seconds, and I can click add button. But since this is drawing, maybe I will give 2 minutes timer, and then I will click the add button. So the timer is also embedded. So the students will know that I have to complete this in 2 minutes because the timer will be running on the student screen. Now this is over. So I have to save this slide. So bottom right corner save button is there. So I will click the save button and I can come out of this particular slide. Now we have 7 slides. I will add another slide. Okay, click on add slide. And this time I will go for activity. That time poll was not working, so I will just show the poll now. So click on the poll and it will ask you to type the poll question. Okay, so I can type the poll question as a teacher, what makes you happy? So I want to know the view of the participants. What do they feel? Okay. So if you want to know from your students on any question, then you can go for this poll question and you can give choices. Teaching. So you can see the box is there. You can give teaching. And the next box I can give being with students. Suppose I want to add another box, okay, another answer, another choice I want to give means I can just click on this add answer button and you can see one more box is available for me to use. So I can just write learning new things and again I will click add answer and going to school. Okay, so this is the question. These are all the options. Again, this is done. Say again, what are all there on the right side? If you see add timer, you can set a timer for this question. If you want to insert any media like video, image or audio instruction, you can embed and allow students to select multiple options. Some questions will have, you might expect students to select two. In that case, if you enable this, students will be able to select two options from this. But now I want the participants to select only one. So I will disable this. Again, this slide is over. I will click on the save button at the bottom right corner. Please remember, you have to click the save button after every slide. Now you can see our lesson is getting built very nicely. There are content in between, activities are embedded. Okay, now let me add 8 slides are over. 2 more slides I will add. With that, I will stop building the lesson. I will share the lesson with all of you to get to make you feel the experience of students. How students will experience this, you can get that experience. So I will click add slide and this time I will go for content. I will go to this particular slide. Here in the slide, this time instead of text, I want to add an image. So you can see here text, video, image. So I will click on this image button and again it is giving me 4 options. I can upload from my computer or I can bring it from my Google Drive, Dropbox or OneDrive. If you don't want any of these things, you can directly search in the Google search box and you can insert the image. Now I have the image in my computer. So I will click this upload icon and I will add the image. Yeah, so this is the image. I will click, select the image, whichever image you want and click the open button. You can see the image is embedded here. Now, again, I have to give a title. So I can just give Freedom Fighters. So this is the title. So this is how you will embed an image. Usually the slides, what we use will be having mostly images or some text. That's what we will have mostly. That's why I showed both of this. Again, I will click save and exit button at the bottom of the slide and it will come out. So you can see 9 slides are there. I will add the last slide, which is the very, very interesting one. Okay, that is activity and time to climb. Teachers, if you are using Nearpod, please ensure that you use this activity time to climb as the last activity because as I told before, this is an activity where students will race with each other to climb the top of the mountain. How they will reach the top? They have to answer the questions very correctly and quickly so that the one who does it correctly and quickly with least time, they will reach the top of the mountain. So definitely this activity will bring that competitive spirit among students and they will be motivated. At the end of the activity, it will show on the leaderboard who was the topper, who came as a topper, first winner, second winner, third winner, and all it will display. So the students would love it. It will also be helpful for you to assess whether the students have understood the lesson, whatever you were teaching. So please have this as a last activity before you finish the class. So let me click on this time to climb. Okay, you might be having a question. There is one more option called quiz. What is the difference between quiz and time to climb? Quiz means they will just do the answer and they will come to know whether they answered correctly or not. But this time to climb will show where they are, who is leading them, everything it will show. So this will be more fun, and with the gamification element added, they will enjoy this activity. So I will type some question here. So simple question, sun rises in the dash. Okay, you can see question 1 of 1. So I'm typing the question in the question box. Again, the timer you can set for each and every question. If you want to add an image, you can add. If you want to copy the question, duplicate the question, you can duplicate. If you don't want a question at later, you can delete it as well. So sun rises in the dash I have given. Now choose your answer type, whether the answers options you are giving as text or the options are going to be in the form of images. So you can choose. If it is in the form of image, then for every option you have to upload an image. Now I'm going to give it as text. So quickly I will write the answers. North, south. Okay, again only two boxes are there. Now we know how to add more boxes. Click add answer. East. Again add answer. West. Now four questions, four choices I have given. Now since this is a quiz competition, you have to give the correct answer, like answer key. So I have to click on the correct answer as well. So I have clicked the answer. East is the correct answer. So I have checked this box. Now I want to add next question. So what I can do, click add question button here at the bottom. Don't get confused with add answer and add question. Add answer is to add some more boxes for this question. Add question is to completely add a new question for the quiz competition. Now you can see question 2 of 2. Here I'm going to write humans need dash for breathing. Okay. Now this is the next question. Again, this is going to be a text answers. Now this time I want to show math teachers or science teachers will be there. So for them, you can see this pi. If you click this, you can get the superscript, subscript, square, cube, square root, all of these things you can get. Suppose instead of oxygen, I want to give it as O2. Then how I will give? I will type O and then I will click on this pi. And then I want the 2 to be little down. So just select this. You know that it is selected because it is in blue color. So whatever you type, it will come down as a subscript. You saw now. Okay. So this is how the math teachers and science teachers can use it. Now the next option I want to give as H, again pi, and then I will click this one and then I will type 2. Okay. Since this is selected, whatever I type, it will come at the as subscript only. So if you want to remove the subscript and then type something like this, then you can type like H2O. So only 2 became subscript because that time only this X and U was selected. Now I will add answer and then I will type one more option O, and this time I will give it as superscript. Superscript means just click the first one, X to the power N. So I will click this. You know that this is selected. So whatever you type, it will come as a superscript. Now I will close this and that's it. I will add another question, which is the last question. Identify the personality in the image. Okay, so this is the question. Now they have to identify the personality in the image means I have to insert an image. How can I insert the image? Towards the right side of this box, you can see add reference image. So once I click on this one, again, I can go for any of these things to upload the image or search for the image. I will upload the image. I have saved it in my computer. So I will just select the image and click open button. The image will be inserted here. So identify the personality in the image, and this is the image. I have to type the answer now. Mahatma Gandhi. So I'll just type Kalam and I will type add answer and Nehru. Now the correct answer is Mahatma Gandhi. So I have to select the correct answer. This is the key. Now, okay, so I have purposefully not selected the correct answer here because I want to show you what happens when you click save button. Suppose I have entered 3 questions. This slide is done for me. Now what I have to do, I will click the save button. You can see, please complete the required fields below, and it is giving you the instruction, please select the correct answer. So if you have not selected the correct answer, it will not allow you to save. Since this is a quiz competition, you have to select the key answer. So O2 is the correct answer. So I will click this, check the correct answer, and now I will click the save button, and you can see the slide is saved. So we have created 10 slides till now, and you can see the size of this is only 28.3 MB. Okay, so usually we will not have these many activities while we take our class, definitely. But since I want to show, I used a lot of activities. But in spite of using so many activities, you can notice that the size is only up to 28.3 MB. Now the slide is, lesson is over, preparation is over. So what I have to do, I have to click save and exit button at the bottom right corner of the screen. So all the 10 slides will be saved in general knowledge lesson. So the lesson preparation is over. As a teacher, I have prepared the lesson. Now this is done before the class starts. I have kept the lesson ready. Now what all I can do with this lesson, I will just show you. Let me click on these 3 dots here. Okay, you can see I can share it with other teachers. Suppose there are 2 teachers working parallelly, then you can share it with the teachers in 2 ways. One, she can just use the lesson for her students. She won't be able to make any changes. Or you can share a link where that teacher also can edit in your presentation. So both 2 ways you can save. I will just click and show you, share with teachers. It will generate 2 links. One is preview only. So it will just allow the teacher to see your lesson. The next one, editable link, where the teacher will be able to edit your presentation. So either one of the link you can copy and send it even through WhatsApp or email, you can share. And the next one, you can duplicate the lesson. Suppose I want to just duplicate this. I want to make another copy of this lesson. Just click duplicate. You can see general knowledge 1. A lesson will be created. See, general knowledge 1 is created. And I will click the save and exit button. So I will get 2 copies of the same lesson because I have duplicated it. Now you can see one is general knowledge 1, another one is general knowledge. Now I'll click again. You can add to a particular folder. If you have created a folder in Nearpod itself, you can export it as PDF. You can generate the reports after sharing with your students. To know your student performance, you can generate the reports. You can delete the lesson. If at all you don't want, you can delete. Okay, so these are all the things you can do with your lesson. Now, the next important question, to share it with the student. So there are 3 ways you can share it with the student. First one is live participation plus Zoom. When you use this option, then it will generate a 6-digit code, and with that code only they can join the Nearpod lesson, and also the Zoom also will be launched from there. So one code to launch Nearpod lesson and Zoom. So that way, if for that case, you can use the first option. The next one is live participation. That is what we are going to do now. So when you are taking your class either in Zoom or Teams or Google Classroom, then you can create live participation and ask your students to join your lesson. This is what we will do now. Before that, I will show student page. Student page means if you click this, it will generate a link which you can share it with your students, and they will be able to go through the lesson at their own pace. One by one, they can go through at their own pace. You are not required there. They have to do the learning on their own. And again, as I told before, if you want to edit, if you want to make any changes, you can click edit and make changes. Now let's start with live participation. So I will click on this live participation. I want all of you to participate in this lesson. Okay, all the 10 slides that I created, you all will be able to work on that. So this is the 6-digit code. So I can just select this and I can right click, copy. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to post it on chat window. So I will just, you must know that if you want to join my lesson, it is www.join.nearpod.com, and then this 6-digit code also I'm sharing. Yeah. So I have posted it on chat window, or you can go through from here and you can join the lesson. Teachers, can you please join the lesson so that you will get the experience how it will be for your students? Because I was just showing draw, match the following, poll and all. But how exactly it works, you will know when you join the lesson. Please go to join.nearpod.com and type this FSVNP, or it is posted in chat window also. Please write your proper name to join the lesson. I couldn't see anyone joining till now. Yeah, I got one response. So I have kept it in moderation. Yeah. So I have kept it in moderation. So Aruna ma'am has replied, so I will approve it. Veera Lakshmi ma'am has replied, happy. So nice to see all the positive responses. GP, please write your correct name. Very good. Sonu ma'am, Suman sir. Okay, so you can see whenever I get a response, I am just approving it so that if anything is irrelevant to the topic, I can decline that. Okay, so that way, can you all please join? Muthu sir, good. You have replied, and Anand Raj, school activities, happy. So a lot of positive thoughts pouring in. So you can also see the collaborative board. Okay, you can go through the responses. Just click on the heart symbol and like others' responses as well. So see how I'm doing. So you can click on others. I'm good and happy to learn new things. Ashit sir, nice to know. Happy. Arun sir, nice. Okay, so those who have joined and those who are participating in the lesson, you would be noticing that you are not going to the next slide. Unless I take you to the next slide, you won't be able to proceed. It is to ensure that all of us are on the same page and we are all learning together. Nobody is going forward or nobody is left behind. Enthusiastic Manjunath, ma'am, Sonal. Okay, so I'm just approving. I'm getting nice responses. You can also go through others' responses. So I just gave a very lighter topic because we have teachers from different subjects, different fields. Okay, Purnima ma'am, thank you so much. Nice to see you have given the feedback as well now itself. So Manjunath, okay, good evening ma'am. Good evening, excellent ideas. So you can see this is how your students also will be able to collaborate with each other. They will understand the perspective of other students for a topic that you are giving. I just gave a very, very general topic because I don't want to complicate for the teachers. So I'm just approving whatever responses I'm getting. Nice experience, feeling good. Shirley ma'am, feeling good. Archana ma'am, hello, hello ma'am. Okay, so So according to your subject, you can give a proper topic for your students to type. This activity can also be given as a last activity where you can ask your students to write their view and just leave the class. I will do this way as well. Instead of every time conducting a quiz, I will give them a question and I will tell them you can reflect your thoughts on particular topic and then you can leave. Okay, somebody was telling. Okay, ma'am, please explain FET also. Yes, I will do that. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I think, shall we proceed? Okay, somebody gave a nice smiley face. Meghala ma'am has given a nice smiley face. Okay, so I think we can move ahead. Excellent, ma'am. Super, ma'am. Okay. Good question. I was expecting this from someone. Arun sir, can we type in regional language? I'm sure as a subject teacher, a language teacher, you should have installed Google input tools. Then using the Google input tools, you can select your language and type it, definitely. Yes, Telugu teachers, Hindi teachers, Gujarati, Punjabi, any language, you have to use Google input tools. Get it as an extension in your Chrome, and you can select the language and you can type in that language itself. Maybe I can show now. So I think we can proceed. So I'll just. Yes, ma'am. Yes, video will have, you can hear the audio as well. I'll just approve everything so that we can go to the next one. Yeah, somebody, okay, I could see Vanakkam, Amam. Okay, so I got it. So you can type. So the language is not a barrier here. You can use any language. Insert image as well. Thank you, Nakul sir. Okay, so, okay, I think with this, shall we go to the next one? So the first slide is over. Let's proceed to the next slide. The next slide was, yeah, social emotional learning. So as a teacher, definitely you have to teach. So whatever topic you want to teach, just put it as a text slide and explain all the points that you want to teach. So let's assume that the explanation is over. We will go to the next one. And now third slide is a video slide where it says, when I try to go to the next slide, it says, where would you like this video to be played? All devices or this device only? So it is asking me whether you want to give the control of the video to your students or you want to keep the control of the video. But definitely I want to give the control to my students. Let them play, let them hear the audio, let them see the video on their own. So I will just select all devices and you can click on the play button and you can watch the video. I hope you are all able to watch the video. There is one task as well there. Okay, so I hope you all have watched and the video would have got stopped. Okay, it is because there is one activity that you have to do. So let me start the activity. So you can type for the question, what is one thing you do to take care of your mental health? So you can, I hope you are all getting the box to type the answer. I didn't get any answer till now. Yeah, so I am getting it. Yoga, okay, that's very nice. And I'm sharing the answers as well. So that's what even I do. Yeah, relax. Yeah, that's very nice, Shirley ma'am. Relax, just don't do anything. Okay, so sleep. Wow, I love it. Kartikeini ma'am, yeah, sleep. Okay, meditation and reading books. Archana ma'am, very nice. And Mithilesh sir, yeah, yoga. So whatever answers I got, I'm just sharing it with everyone. Attendance, I will tell, sir. Somebody is asking about the attendance. I will tell now. In some time, I will show you. So I could see few answers, few have not answered. So it's okay. I will start playing the video. Then you will be able to see the video again. But now let's not, you got that experience. So let me go to the next slide. The next slide is a, yeah, field trip video. So children, please take a walk around the Eiffel Tower. Just go and see how it looks like on a bright sunny day. So you are free to go on your own. Okay, so since this is virtual, you don't need to control. I hope you are all playing around, moving around. Just swipe your screen. You can just have the complete look. If you are a social teacher, then you can explain everything, who built this, when it was built, what is the purpose of this. All of these things you can explain your children. I hope you are able to view. Just scroll around and then you can have a view. Let me go to the next one. For social science teachers, this is very helpful. So let me go to the next one. Match the correct pair. So click mouse and click the correct answer. So let's see who is getting. Yeah, so very good. All of you are doing. So I'm able to get, I'm able to see the results live on my screen. Those who have not joined the lesson, I hope you can see how the teacher view is. So Arun sir has got it correct. Veerakshmi ma'am, Suman sir is still doing, yeah, just completed. See, I'm able to see it live on my screen. So if suppose Aruna ma'am, you have not completed, so what is your problem? Why you are not doing? We can address students like that. So they will get little alert. Some students who are just lazying around in the class, we can ask them, catch them. What are you doing? Why you are not answering the question? So like that we can ask. So at least they will unmute and they will answer, ma'am, this is the issue I'm having. So I could see a lot of you have answered. So let us go to the next slide now. Okay, so this is science teacher who wants to explain about lungs and its parts, how it is, I don't know, I'm not a science teacher, so you must be knowing. Just click and scroll. Of course, the language teachers, English teachers will not be using this. But since I want to give everybody some experience of all of these things, I inserted this. This is Nearpod 3D. What you're seeing is Nearpod 3D respiratory system. So let me go to the next one. I hope you all experience that. Just click and rotate and move, zoom. If you are using a system, then you can zoom in, zoom out. There is a question mark at the bottom right side of the screen. If you click that question mark, it will tell what you can do. So left click what it will do, right click what it will do, double click what it will do. It will clearly tell you. So I will go to the next one. Draw a beautiful scenery depicting Go Green. So start activity. Teachers, you can just draw. There are pencils, brushes, erasers, everything available for you. Draw a nice, beautiful scenery. The time given is 2 minutes. I hope you are all, even from mobile you can do, laptop also you can do. Yes, I could see few are in progress. Await Arun sir, Aruna ma'am, yeah, Veeralakshmi ma'am, beautiful mountain sun. Choose colors as well. Yes, Arun sir. See, after I called out his name, he started drawing. So for students also it happens. The same thing happens. Okay. Don't mind, please don't mind me calling out the names. I just want to give examples. That's it. So I could see, wow, Manjunath sir or ma'am, I'm not sure. Okay, nice, sir. Very beautiful. So if you want to write some text, Deepti ma'am submitted. She drew some trees and birds. If you want to write some text, you can click on T and then write. So science teachers, you can ask your students to draw water cycle. Very small children, 3rd grade or 4th grade, means you can ask them to draw water cycle after explaining. Or germination, beautifully, they will come up with beautiful, nice drawing, germination of seeds or butterfly life cycle. You can ask them to draw. It's up to the creativity. Math teachers, you can tell them that draw a polygon and find the area, anything. So they can just draw and tell why, what is the, draw a polygon and give a name. So they can draw a pentagon, hexagon, and they can write the name. So you will get a collection of different polygons. So even now, if you see on my screen, it's very beautiful, very colorful. Okay, some, yeah, okay, very nice. Okay, success Mahesh sir, very smart. You just inserted an image. Very smart. Okay, Pramod sir, beautiful drawing. Okay, yeah, I could see. So, if you I noticed, Sri Lakshmi ma'am, you have not started drawing. Please start doing the work. Sumati ma'am. Okay, Sumati ma'am, Shivaji sir, you all have submitted. Okay, Sri Lakshmi ma'am, very good. Nice to see you drawing. Okay, so this way you can be behind students and ensure that they are participating. So, okay, time up now, 0 seconds it came. So let me go to the next slide. As a teacher, what makes you happy? It is just a poll question. If you want to take the opinion of your class students, then you can go for this. Just select something. So we will see which is the major answer. What most of you feels, I will get to know. And later I will share. Okay. So I'll give some time for everyone to answer. Just click one option. Suman sir, you have not answered. Gunamuttu sir, can you please answer? Sonal ma'am, Manikanta sir. So I am able to see, even for the poll question, I am able to see Raji ma'am, please answer. So this way you can be behind the students. They know that you are on like task. You will not leave them till they complete. Now I have 63 here. That so it's little bit tough. In your class, you will have 30 to 40 students. So you can take out their name and ensure everybody answers and everybody participates. Till now, learning new things is the maximum number of more participants have selected this. So let me just click share. I hope you all will be getting. Learning new thing is something that everybody likes, being a teacher. So let me go to the next one. Next slide. Okay, again, this is a content slide. Suppose you have inserted an image, you can talk about freedom fighter, explain each about each and every personality. So this is general content slide, how we usually do in PowerPoint. Now again, I'll go to the next slide. Yeah, I think the last slide is time to climb. Okay, so please type your proper name if it is asking, or choose a emoji for yourself. You can choose an emoji. So I'm waiting for everybody to join. Okay, somebody, please write your correct name. Yeah, Veer Lakshmi ma'am. See, you are all at the bottom of the mountain now. Once I start the quiz, you have to keep answering the question and you will be proceeding towards the top of the mountain. So this students will enjoy a lot. 40 have connected till now. Let me give some more time for others to also get that experience. Okay, so many are there. So you all will be running. You all will be racing each other. Now there are only 3 questions which I added. So click the correct answer quickly and you will be proceeding towards the top of the mountain. So 50 have joined. So I think it's time for me to start. So I have clicked start button. You will see the question on your screen and the options as well. The timer is also there. Every question only 30 seconds. Okay, Meghala ma'am is on the top, followed by Ramya ma'am and Parama Selvi ma'am. So again, the next question. So it will take the time also into consideration. Okay, I think the second question is over. Okay, again, Meghala ma'am, Ramya ma'am, and this time Deepa ma'am is leading. Paramaselvi ma'am came to 4th position after second question. And 5th one is Suryakala ma'am. So it will show the leaderboard now after all the third question is also over. So Meghala ma'am, Ramya ma'am, Lokeshwari ma'am, okay, Deepa ma'am, Paramaselvi ma'am, and Suryakala ma'am. So followed by Archana ma'am, Ashit sir, and Anil Kumar sir, and Baljit sir. So they are all the top 10 in the list. Okay, so I hope you also would have got the leaderboard, like who is on the top, first, second, and third. So with this, uh, the lesson is over. So I will stop the activity now. Okay, I hope you got the experience of how it was for your, how it will be for your students. So can you please come back to the Zoom window? I hope you are all back to Zoom window. So let me continue from here. So since I have two, I'm not sure which one I launched. Okay, no problem. So this is how you can share the lesson with your students. Somebody was asking, ma'am, what about the attendance? So for that, on the left side panel, you can see reports here. So just click reports, you can see report, and you can see all the lessons that I ran till now. So the general knowledge lesson report I want. So what I have to do, just click on the general knowledge and then session from this one. So I have to click on this. You can see I will get a detailed report of each student participation. You can see who all participated. I can get each and every information here. So let me scroll down a little slow. This will be your attendance, and this will also serve as an evidence of how you conducted that lesson. So you can see somebody was asking me, I hope you are able to see the summary. So the complete report generation is here. Whether they participated in all the activities, that is also given. So all of when it was shared, how many slides are there, everything is there. So you can download it. I'll just click the download button. You can download the PDF session. So it will be this this will be saved as a PDF document. Or if you want to download the PDF in the form of student view, you can do, or as a CSV file, means an Excel file also it will, you can download. So the best one is PDF session view. Like this you will get. So it will give a clear picture how many participated, whether they participated in all the activities, what is their contribution. You can see Ramesh sir, he has left one of the part, matching pairs he didn't do. So I will come to know, I can catch the students then and there that you didn't do matching pair, you got 0 point, whether you didn't attempt or you got it wrong. So that way you can ask your students. I hope this report generation is clear, and this will also be like attendance. I will show once again. Just below my library, you can see report, and click on the presentation or the lesson that you want to generate the report. You will get like this. So just click there, and then on the top you can see download. So you can download your report. Okay, so this is about creating a new lesson. Suppose you are not comfortable creating a new lesson from the scratch. You are a little worried, I cannot do 10 slides and all. Don't worry, you can see on the left panel, just below the reports, you can see Nearpod library. So just click Nearpod library. There are n number of lessons that are already created and uploaded in Nearpod library. So you can search for the lessons and you can use it. I will show how quickly. Search, you can see left side, you can see search. So I will say lesson, and you please leave the standard because Indian standard is not given. They have not given CBSE or anything. So choose the subject. Suppose the subject I'm searching for is science. So I will click on science and then grade. Suppose I am looking for 6th grade, then it is always better to choose one level below and one level up. So it will give like a variety, lot of variety you will get. And resource type, you can see full lesson I want means you can go for full lesson, and it is showing generally all science topics. So I'm looking for solar system. So I can type, my Hindi font is enabled. That's why it is coming like that. I'll change it to English. So I can write solar system and press enter. So everything that is relevant to grade 5, 6 and 7 solar system topics, you can see there are so many available. You can use any of these things. How? Suppose you are looking for this one, this solar system, then it's clearly showing grades 5 to 8, it will be useful. Just click on that and you can bring it to your library and edit it. Whichever slides you want, whichever slides you don't want, you can remove, you can do whatever you want. So once you click that, it will show preview. So first you can just click this and then see the preview of the lesson, whether it is, see there is one quiz, so you will come to know there is a quiz, and the quiz questions also you are coming to know. So these are all the quiz questions. If you feel this lesson is perfect for my class, then what you should do, just below the slide you can see add to my library. So once you click this add to my library button, this particular solar system lesson will be added to your library. Now it is completely yours, free of cost. So let me go there. Just click the Nearpod icon on top left corner. So it will help you to come to home screen. You can see this lesson, Nearpod, solar system lesson is added to your library. Now just click the edit button and edit as if it is your own lesson. Okay, so those teachers who don't want to create a lesson from the scratch, the way I did, if you don't want to do, go to Nearpod library, search for the lesson, add it to your library. So you have some basic base available for you to work on. Then you can add more slides. You delete the slides you don't want. Already some quiz questions will be there. You can make use of all those things and you can create your lesson. This way also you can create. So let me go to, we are at the end of the session. So I'll just, so 3 ways to use Nearpod. One is using Nearpod library. One is creating a new lesson, which I did in the beginning. The Nearpod library I showed you. Quick launch means you don't want to create a lesson. You just want to use Nearpod to conduct only activity. So what you can do, just click on quick launch during your class itself. You can use open-ended question, draw, collaborate, or you want to set a timer for some offline activity that they are doing. That also you can do. So you can launch a quick activity without any without creating any lesson. You can launch a quick activity, but only 4 are available. Not all are available. Only these 4 are available for you to just launch an activity quickly without creating a lesson. And yeah, with this we are done. So how Nearpod increases student engagement? As you saw, 100% student participation is possible. Students will take ownership of their learning, and game-based learning experience you can give for your students. It can be easily integrated with other platforms because you are just going to share a link, join.nearpod.com, and then a 6-digit code. So whether it is Teams or Microsoft Teams or Google Classroom or Zoom, it's very easy to share and help teachers to track each student participation. So while taking the class also you can track, or while generating the report you will come to know who has not participated, how much participation was there from each student. You will be able to track and enables teachers to get individual each student detailed report of students performance. The overall performance of your students also you are able to generate. So this is a very nice, simple to use student engagement and interactive tool. I hope it is clear to everyone. You were all able to understood, and I hope you are inspired to use this tool for your student engagement. So that's it from my side. Any doubts I'm ready to take. Sorry that I have exceeded the limit, but this is quite exhaustive tool. So I just want to cover everything. That's why the time got exceeded.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. It was a very wonderful session. It was a crystal clear explanation. Okay, but once again, we very sorry for taking your half-an-hour session. We are very sorry for the participants, but still the session was very wonderful, madam. It was an excellent session. We are getting very positive feedbacks from all the participants. Thank you.
Sir, somebody is asking me to explain FET. If time is there, shall I show? Is it okay?
Now I request our the founder of the CareMax Foundation to give a feedback and to end the session. And a small announcement to the participants that we will be providing you the recorded session of this video in the WhatsApp group. So you can, once again, you can see the video and you can go to the hands-on to the Nearpod. Thank you.
Mr. Shamya ma'am, thank you very much for your wonderful session, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity.
We really enjoyed this session, and you have wonderfully explained everything. I think you have covered each and every corner of that New York one. And thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for this.
Hope everyone enjoyed and make use of this for their online teaching to engage the students 100%. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity and inviting me for the session.
Sure, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Ramya madam, for your wonderful session, and thank you, Surya Prasanna sir, for your feedback also. And once again, thank you all the participants for being with us. Let's meet tomorrow by the same time between 4 to 5 p.m. Tomorrow will be the last day, and tomorrow also we are going to explore one more tool for the creating interactive presentation. And rest of the things will be communicated in the group, and as said, video will be shared in the group. Thank you very much. Let's officially end the meeting. Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Ashit Tezoda.
Sir?
Yes, sir.
Dr. Ashit, he is raising his hand. Please check.
Yes, sir.
Sir, thank you for arranging this wonderful session. Really, it was totally new platform for us to know, and I think now 100% we will able to engage the students.
Thank you.
One more thing, Ramya, can I ask one doubt? Can I ask you only one doubt I have?
Yeah, sure, sir, sure.
Madam, can we make use of this Nearpod as an assessment tool also?
Not completely as an assessment tool, sir. It is useful for formative assessment.
Okay,
not
fine.
As not for final assessment you cannot use, but formative assessment you can use.
Okay. And madam, what was one thing that I wanted to, what was that sub plans in that, below that sub plans?
Yeah, it is for substitution planning, sir. Suppose you can add a lesson to your sub plan and share it with your students. So on that particular date and time, if you are not able to take the class, automatically it will be sent to the student, and they can go through the lesson on their own. that particular time. So basically to manage substitutions in an effective manner using Nearpod.
Okay, thank you, madam. And madam, your explanation was very wonderful and very simple language it was.
Thank you, sir.
I don't think anybody will have any doubt. Thank you,
Thank
madam.
you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So we can end the session. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.